think we're better than them. I know I'm better than them.
Can you be up against the Bola Tinubu on the same ballot?
You know, the thing is that those who are up against him are not by miles better than me. The ideas they bring to even... In fact, I actually think he's superior to them in intellect. And for me to tell you that Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu is superior to them in intellect, you must know that I know them. It's one thing for you to say, are the policies coming together well?
So, guys, you know, it's very easy for somebody like that in leadership to come out and say that he can do better in presidency. That person was Sowunmi and is among the leaders in PDP. Like I posted before, when he came out and said that the only way PTB will win the election is if PTB joins them in PDP. So now again, he have come out to start saying that he thinks he has better ideas than PTB, that he thinks he has better ideas than anybody that will be standing against Tinubu, that he himself might come out and contest for the next election, like being the leader of Nigeria. And I keep on asking, where have the person led before? Because he have not been a governor. So what gives him that insight or that mind to say that he can do or he has better ideas than P2B or anybody that will be standing against Tinubu in the next election, that he understands the game? Meanwhile, guys, let me guys just enjoy the video. Let me get your views in the comment section, guys. I'll see you guys in my next video.
On the inside in the PDP, there are those who say that there's no likelihood that Atiku will run on the platform of the PDP.
Those are decisions he has to make by himself. The burden of running an election, a presidential election, is a very heavy burden. And anyone who wants to run a presidential election in Nigeria must first of all determine for himself that he wants to. It is the right of every politician, just like it is my right to also look for the platforms that I want to contest. Shehu, who told you I'm not running for president in 2027?
Are you?
I may. I have looked at the kinds of politics of the country, the kinds of things that men like Sowore, my brother, and his energy that he puts in, the kinds of ideas that people like Peter Obi put in. And I think I bring a lot more than that. I feel that we must be thinking about pragmatic solutions to problems. If you cannot give up to the level that a man in charge is giving, in terms of policy direction, I don't think you should be. So
Sowunmi 2027 for president, very likely.
I have been a lot of, you see, because I created the alternative movement and I've been around forever anyway. A lot of people have been saying, Segun, your ideas are so profound, they're so strong, why don't you? But I've always said to them before now that, look, the important thing is how do we collaboratively move our country forward? But if it gets to the point where everybody now thinks that their own ambition is superior to our own ideas, then probably we'll have to tell them, let's go there. It's beautiful. There are 18 political parties in Nigeria. The PDP as a political party, if they zone the presidential ticket to the south, I am going to buy the form. I'm going to challenge for it. I'm going to push strong ideas onto the table. I'm going to challenge them on the issues that confront the nation and potential solutions. I do not accept that after 26, 27 years in democracy, the conversation of how to solve the problem of Nigeria can be done at the level of just assumptions. We must ask the why. We must ask the when. We must ask the how. And we must interrogate the fundamental principles that is going to drive policy. So far, so good. We have allowed a generation of men who have been in charge of this country, either directly in the office or within a particular age grade, to constantly assume that the country was created only because of the ambition. We say no to that.
So you think that you can be a better president for Nigeria?
I think that eventually, I hope that I will become president of Nigeria anyway. It's always been...
You've always wanted to be president.
That's always been clear. This is the reason why I've done everything.
Just like President Tinubu, who said he's always won.
It has been clear. It's the reason why I've done everything.
So you will probably be the second president from Ogun State, if God permits.
I think that...
After Obasanjo.
I think that within my generation, the possibility that I'll be president is very, very high. We're only marking time because the 70, 80-year-old men who have been discussing the politics of Nigeria forever, we're honoring them as leaders. And I've always said, even to Atiku, and even to Obasanjo and Koda, and maybe even to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that, look, gentlemen, you no longer have the capacity to get us the kind of country we want. But there's something you owe us, if you are not too distracted, it is to settle the directive principle of how this country will be stabilized. And one of the things I had hoped they would do, rather than bicker and be acting like kids, is to say, we have received a nation from our forebearers, if you like, the Awolowos and Kos of this world. We have impacted it as a generation, both the military and civilian, up to a point. We see that the vast majority of the citizens, of the 200 plus million people, are not happy and they are not well served. And we can see that the democracy is not giving them the satisfaction it ought to give. Therefore, let us stabilize the directive principle of how this country will run. Do you want to figure out how to make sure that every constituent part of the country feels involved? Do you want to be sure that your constitution, which you complain about all the time, is not fit for purpose? Do you want to take care of the constituent structure of the devolution of power as to what do you want to do with what you call federal rules, and I'll get into many you can't maintain? What is the position on agriculture? What do you really need? These are the big envelope issues we expect them to talk about. We don't expect, after we've had one president die in Yaradua, one president spend a significant amount of time going to the hospital in Buhari, another president rumored to be going up and down the world in a way that you know that, now, come on, nobody goes on foreign trip that many times. We don't expect that the Nigerian Federal Republic of Nigeria, the presidency is going to be a sick bay for old people. And we cannot watch younger people in the other African country come to the table with strong ideas, which we know that by miles I am better than them. And then we'll be shying off or shying away from saying, okay, we do not know whether we'll succeed, but we have a right to challenge them to the ideas they say they are running. And more than likely we'll do that. And
that could be possibly in 2027. And would you be up against a ballot
the major thing
on the ballot?
The major thing that had actually been keeping me back has always been my sense of fairness. I'd always said that because Obasanjo has been president, Yaradua has been president, Buhari has been president, Bola Tinubu is president now, I've been uncomfortable with the fact that the Southeastern person has not produced the presidency. And to some extent, I had always felt that the best time to start saying, okay, let's discuss this thing differently, is if we've been able to get an Igbo president or a president of Igbo extraction, so that the conversation around the presidency of Nigeria and leadership will no longer be a conversation of, oh, it's from here, or it's from here, or it's from here. But if it seems like people are going to fall back to their tribal lines, then it must have to be that all bets are off, and we'll bring ideas to the table, we'll challenge people. I think we're better than them. I know I'm better than them.
Can you be up against the Bola Tinubu on the same ballot?
You know, the thing is that those who are up against him are not by miles better than me. The ideas they bring to even... In fact, I actually think he's superior to them in intellect. And for me to tell you that Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu is superior to them in intellect, you must know that I know them. It's one thing for you to say, are the policies coming together well? It's another thing to say that, are those policies having, knock-on effects on the poor? But you cannot begrudge the vision that they are driving. I listened to some of them talk nonsense about the coastal road from Lagos. They can't see that is the waterfront that Dubai and other countries have that is being built. It's only an audacious leader that can think like that. I can see that. I see what he's trying to do with specialized economic zones for agriculture. So really, it will be tough for me to believe that they have better to offer. But I know I'm better than him, and he even knows I'm better than him, because we didn't start engaging intellectually today. Myself and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have been engaging deeply intellectually.
There will be those who will be asking, deeply, have you been tested governance-wise? Bola Tinubu has been governor twice.
Listen. If their track record is anything to go by, maybe Bola will give you reason to say, okay, maybe, and he's president even before me anyway. But you see the others, there's nothing in their test record that excites. Their concept of managing even subnational states is too weak. I expect that anybody who has the vision of becoming president, if he has the opportunity of running a state, has to see the state almost as if he's creating another country. I don't expect them to run on the same axiom of waiting for federal allocation. I don't have a problem with the monies. I have a problem with the policy and the type of direction and the thinkings. I don't expect any governor to throw his arm in the air and say his issues are he can't manage security. There's nothing stopping you from having a low Earth orbit satellite look at your state and drop you to a dashboard where you can see what's going on in your state and what the movement. The guy in Enugu, Mba, I've gone to his state. I've seen that he's doing that. So what I'm saying is that over the years, you've listened to me a lot. I don't come to the table filibustering. I speak based on the fact that knowledge is available here, and I speak because I know precisely what I'm talking about. But when we begin to see the presidency of Nigeria look like the way they're making it look like, you have to say that we're in need of young people. And I'm hopeful, I'm very, very hopeful that Peter Obi will get his act together. Because for such a fellow, beyond even the price of the presidency, for me, I can see the price of the stability of the constituent part of the country, which is that should we have a nation that received an article of independence by 3 zones, Eastern region, Western region, Northern region, I'm not comfortable with the fact that the Eastern regions can't produce presidency here, and I want them to try to produce the presidency. But for me, the major Achilles heels for him is that he has to understand he can't carry a mob around that quarrels with everybody. You have to know that to lead a nation, you have to be providing leadership for all. And people cannot accept your leadership if it is assumed that your followers only have an axe to pick with every other tribe. That's a problem. But I hope he can fix it. If he can fix it, that will be something I think is worth everybody's energy, so that we can say to ourselves, while our parents mismanaged the diversity of this country and started risking the implosion of the nation, we, their children, were fair-minded, were brave, and were knowledgeable enough to know that an injustice must be removed.
I will not say I'll call it hatred, but I think coming out to say that you have a better idea than P2B or better idea than any opposition against Tinubu does not make any sense, because we have not seen you govern anywhere. We have not seen you lead before. We have not seen you prove us wrong. And P2B have led in Anambra State for 8 good years, and we saw results. So what is the reason? What that you have showed us to make us believe that you got more idea than P2B? Nothing. Nothing. You don't show us anything that will say, okay, this is what you say you're going to do, and this is what you have done. We have seen your work before. We have seen what you're capable of doing. You have not seen anything. You've not led before. You've not been a governor. Nothing. You've not been a leader in PDP. And you are coming out to tell us that you have better ideas than P2B or than anybody coming against Tinubu, and that you have a better ideas on how you can win Tinubu. Yeah, all these things are just mere talk. You show us proof. Give us past record. Because even Tinubu have been a governor. Tinubu have led before. P2B have led before. 8 good years. You have not led, but they're coming out to tell us that you can do this or do that. By the way, guys, let me get your views in the comment section. Like I said, I will not say much. Just air your views in the comments. I'll be to guys in my next video.